offended. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again. Now, a lot of you have been on me. I know I do bare things on my channel, innit? Youth content, watch alongs, majority of it is Arsenal centric. We do speak about other things. Bare things go on not just my YouTube channel, my Twitch thing as well. But a lot of you like Deluded Thoughts, and I like it as well because I'm human. We all want to be better than we was yesterday. I go through emotions like everybody and things like that, times where in life, let alone this, where you think things are not worth it. Obviously, when things are going well, is what it is. You know, I go through everything, and I do think you never know. You never know who's feeling the same sort of way. I'd say for me, generally, maybe not so much now because we're better, but it was nice to know that people were going through what I was going through. So yeah, Deluded Thoughts. We ain't been doing this for a minute, and I did promise, big up Let's Activate, you know, because he's the major thought behind it. I did say once we hit 50,000, I'd do another one, and even on that, you know, I like to do this bit of content, but I don't. There's no rehearsing. I just have to be in a thoughtful mood. Like I'm a person who, well, I think anyways. In it, I like to think about things. I like to consider a lot of aspects, and I look at myself a lot. I'm my harshest critic and my best hype man, if that makes sense. And I think in life you need to be emotionally intelligent to realize what sort of, you know, communication channels that make you tick, pee you off. And I think in life you need to be honest with yourself, you know, but a lot of people can't be honest with themselves. I'm by no means perfect, but I like to try and be honest with myself. I like to get out of my feelings. Like, let's just say I did a video and I thought it was going to be lit and it didn't, rather than be upset and think, man, what's going on? And obviously you think that if that was the case for this example, but you know, why did it? Is it the time of day you released it? Is it the tags? Is it the topics? It's not, you know, it's like, look at the analytics and things like that. So, yeah, I don't really know where we're going with this, but I've written down some of my thoughts really and truly. And, you know, first things first, I want to say thank you to you lot, man, you know, because without you lot, God knows what I'd be doing. You know, you lot have done a lot for me. You lot have, you know, I wasn't suicidal or nothing like that. If you was, you know, my thoughts are with you and things like that. But I did once upon a, you know, when I started, I had this mentality of effort. If someone said, let's go to Mars, let's go to Mars. If we dead, we dead. If we made £1 million, we made £1 million. And that's no way to live, man. And I would say I'm someone, and this is where you need to know yourself. I'm someone that I need to be inspired with what I'm doing, you know. And again, this is why I thank you lot, because, you know, I get the same feeling on a Monday morning as I do on a Sunday night, really, you know, when, you know, typical 9 to 5, you're back. Shout to the 9 to 5ers in that. So you lot have restored, from a working sense, you lot have inspired me. Like I feel like I have a purpose, I feel like I'm doing things. I feel like I wouldn't say I've quite found where I want to be or anything like that, but somewhat I found there's a space for the guy in it, really and truly. It's like there's something for everyone out there. I just feel, especially men and especially young black men, you need to have a sense of purpose. So you can't force it, but I do think there is that voice in your head that tells you to do something, and you shut it up for years and years and years, and you finally do this thing in it. So I would say, first things first, in relation to, you lot can't see it, but I've got my bullet points. I was actually firstly trying to write down like what I think YouTube has done for me beyond the obvious. Big up you lot as well in whatever country. I'd say first thing first, you lot have restored my faith in humanity. I've always had faith in humanity, but it's a dark place. And, you know, one thing I like about football, it unites people, different races, religions, backgrounds, age, and the many demographics. You know, there's a lot of twats out there, a lot of nasty people, especially on the net, you know, but there's a lot of good people out there, man. You lot don't know what you do for me when you hail me up in the, not that I need any of it, but when you lot see me and you salute the guy, you know, when you lot give your nice messages and, you know, just supporting the channel in whatever way, you know, you lot have restored my faith in general humanity. I feel I wouldn't say I had great people skills, but I feel my people skills have improved. Obviously, you got to be more approachable in that. I think I'm more fearless in trying new things, you know, in general, foods, which the man then will get onto me because I'm quite rigid, you know. We'll go to certain restaurants, I'm like, no disrespect to any countries or anything like that, but yeah, well, I like what I like, innit? Like, you get it. But I think I'm more fearless in trying new things and being outside my comfort zone, where if we just live in our comfort zone in life, we're not going to get nowhere in it. So I'd say you lot have helped me with that, or just speaking now. Like if I look at my earlier videos to now, and, you know, maybe even a year by now, several things, like it's second nature now. Like I remember vividly, like when I used to go on AFTV or Ball Street, or even here, you know, there'll be many times I'll be talking to you lot, and I'm gonna try and see if you lot can clock. But I'd sorry for hitting the thing there. I'd sit here and I'd be like, "Raw, I'm actually recording, and I can hear my sentences a bit more." So I'd say you lot have helped me with that. I'd say I'm more patient as well, because this is a journey. I would say I'm generally less confrontational. You know, I'm quite a confrontational person. I'm quite cool, but you know, I'm the sort of person in life, I'll do everything to avoid conflict, you know, because obviously it's crazy out here. And in general, I'll do everything to avoid conflict. I ain't no pussy or nothing, but violence is the last option, or shouting and them things there is the last, apart from Sunday League, because it's needed, but it's the last option, you know. It's when it's not, it's the last option. It's when that's the only option. Now I'm fully on this sort of thing, but you have made me a lot more patient and things like that. And I'd actually say thank you to the trolls, man. I remember when I started on YouTube, because listen, I come from reality. If you say certain things, you got to sign up for certain things. If you say, if your mouth is loose, make sure you got the fist to follow it, in it, really. And I think there's people older than me and slightly younger than me from the same, but the net is different, you know. Like I remember when I started, literally, and this is why little kids and old men out there, because there's many different people who have trolled me or whatever. Be careful, man, because I vividly remember, like, some of you do the hiding behind the football avy thing, but some of you, like, your family members are there, you know, your place of work, your school, your college, all of these things are there, you know. Be a bit smart, because there might be someone that does a mazza. But I remember vividly, you know, I would stop everything I'm doing in my day to research. Okay, this guy trolled. Who's he following? I might see a family member with the last name. What's going on there? Where they living? Where they at? You know, not no bad boy thing, but like, hello, I think you were saying something on the media, on the social networks and that. Could you say it to my face, please? And if you can, then, you know, you do your thing, fair enough. But, you know, me and you are going to have it at. You can't do all of that, innit? You know, you have to forgive people for being silly. Still frustrates me, but it is what it is, really. As I said, man, my work that I'm doing now fills me with life, and you lot are the main reason for that, because you lot are the people. You lot got man to 50,000 subscribers, bro. That is a Cat A fixture in the Premier League. That's almost sold out the Emirates Stadium and many others. That is crazy, really and truly. Now, for me, I'm hungry for 100, and I'm patiently impatient. I'm always sitting there thinking, how can I work smarter, not harder? You know, how can I boost the engagements? How can I get more views? How can I, you know, just get it going in it? How can I, not even anything away from this, how can I reach out with brands? Just what can I do in it? Now, there's not enough hours in the day, really and truly, and you've never done enough, and you could always do more, of course, but you lot have helped me with that. I feel I've made some good connections at many different levels, with scouts, with agents, with players, with family members of agents, with people in high ranking positions now, with content creators, all of these sort of things, people. And I think you lot have inspired me, but I think I've inspired others, because, you know, there's people that are going to do greater things than me, maybe just from seeing my consistency. They do what they're doing, in it, really, and I get gassed off certain other things like that in my own reality. So yeah, it's nice in that, and it's crazy to think it all started with an iPhone, bro. All these things that I've got, not that I've not got anywhere, because nothing's changed my life and them thing there, but yeah, man, it is what it is. And don't get twisted, it's not just sunshine and rainbows, you know. Obviously, there is a couple of small W's you might get on a big platform, a big collab, do these things, but none of it's changed my life. Obviously, we've been on your way for, been on several BBC, been on all these things. There's never been one eureka moment where it's just all hit off. Been on Arsenal on Twitch, shout out Freemy and all the lads at Arsenal and that, and every other platform. But you know, it gives you something to work towards, really and truly. And in between them moments, there are times where, you know, you question, is it worth it? And that's for me why you need to truly believe in yourself. Like, I don't need no one to believe in me. No, I believe in myself. I don't necessarily believe in humanity's ability to see I'm 30, but I believe in myself, because if I can't believe in myself, no one else can, really. And it's easy to be motivated when everybody's, pardon me, blowing smoke up your ass, Paul, saying you're doing good things. Like I said, you get the small W's where you're on certain platforms and doing certain things, but it's when the analytics aren't matching up. It's when you're putting in all the work with the videos, with the editing, with the consistency, and there's a single, you know, and none of it's working. It's all L. It's all, you know, you feel like, you know, are you doing the right thing? Could you do other things? You know, it's them moments where you need to still have that confidence. And I think I've got that. And Lord knows it's tough. Even 48 hours ago, I was like, fucking hell, blood. I'm trying this, I'm trying that, it's not working. And I'll literally want to punch myself. It's like, we're trying to rework things. As I said, YouTube and Twitch is essentially peeing in the dark. and the wind. So you just try things. There's never a certain sort of formula, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. This has made me patient but impatient. I know I can get there, and I want to get there now, innit? Like, man's been in the cab for time. There's traffic. I'll get out and jog there now, innit? Like, I want to do this thing now, really. And I would say my challenges are, can I get my videos to rank better? Obviously, improving graphics, and even that, is putting a spanner in the works, because it's quite tricky trying to get creators to make, well, I say creators, but graphics dons to source them and make these things. I've got some big improvements on to make. So that would be a challenge. How do I get my videos to rank better? Because it only takes one vid to change your life. Personal challenge for me, I want to get my watch alongs that are not Arsenal related to a certain sort of level. Because I don't feel I get the views that I need to warrant myself, sort of thing, especially around that. I get motivated off other videos. Not that I care about the numbers and that it's all superficial, but you lot have given me, obviously we all wanted to be footballers, and I go gym, and I like to try and improve in it. This is something that I can't be a footballer anymore because it didn't bang. This is almost like being a footballer. I can try and improve and things. I don't want to live on my laurels, and you lot have provided me an opportunity to keep having that sort of spark. So, little things like in front of me. I haven't had a 100k vid yet. Just like, how do you get that? How do I do that? How do I do more of what works and less of what doesn't? So how do I quickly find out what isn't there? How do I find content that you lot might want that I might not necessarily want to do, but we find a neutral ground? How do I get better views on my non-live content to allow me more flexibility and things? On Twitch, I need 10,000, nothing less. Follow on Twitch. If you're not on YouTube, it's rolled to 100 now. We got to 50. We're not playing any more games, man. It took a while, but we got there, and it slow and steady wins the race, man. And, when I just look at things I've learned, not even things I've learned, but things I've learned, belief is easy when you get milestones, when you feature on good platforms. But as I said, it's when these things are not happening, because, again, let's be real, it's not about the talent. And not just for me, for a lot of people, there's more than that. I wish it was just that, but there's a lot of games you got to play in that, and I'm not really on some of that, really. So, yeah, man, you got to keep believing. You got to keep believing when YouTube and Twitch payouts, because they're very, very volatile. Some days you're top of the world. Some days, if you weren't smart, you might not cover your bills, and that's it. I tell my friends all the time, bro, this is all superficial. I ain't made it. I'm still here. It's YouTube isn't financially as rewarding as it should be for man, or it could be. It's not what you think. I'm doing all right. Literally, like this couple months, if we're in water, I'm like, I can't breathe. Couple times I'm swimming calmly, but that's that, people. And that's just like growing any business and things like that, really. And like I said, it's when the payouts don't cover bills. It's when the analytics are down. It's when you're grinding to no avail. It's in life. That's when you have to believe. And nobody owes you a thing. You can't take things to heart. Like, obviously, the business is business. And especially like me, I've probably aired people or done certain things, but I've got their names here, but I ain't going to say no names. Not that it's a bad mind thing or anything, but you know how some people are with stuff like this. No one knows you a thing. Don't take it to heart. There's certain content creators out there, when they shout me to do content, and I'm terrible with replies, they get replies. When I'm asking them, oh, do you know any graphics designers, and who made your graphics? They're airing it. There's a guy that one Arsenal fan that I've been to his yard. We used to do content together all the time. He's doing the Hollywood type thing, but he doesn't owe me anything, and there's no malice. It is what it is. For me, I just like to know where I am in the grand scheme of things. There's an ex-Liverpool, there's a Liverpool content creator that, when it comes to content, he's always active. When it comes to the shoe on the other foot, he's not quite there. He was meant to have a reaction video. He took long. As I said, there's another Arsenal content creator that I've literally been in his yard. We're doing content, but I can't get no reply from him, and that's cool. It is what it is. It's not a malice thing. Everyone's got their own priorities. Everyone's doing their own thing. Some people might not want to rock with me because it's not beneficial to them, whether the platform's big enough or whatever. I am definitely the same. I am definitely the same. For me, one thing about me, I'll never turn down being on a channel because someone's got 10 subscribers and someone's got 10 million. For me, my biggest pet peeve is if I go on your, especially if I don't know you. If I know you, I'll do the thing, help the team and that. But if I don't know you now and I see that you have a month where there's bare videos, 3 months where there's none, I don't want to put myself on your platform because I know you're not consistent. If I see consistency, for me, I'll always give my time because I know you want it really and truly. And like I said, you can't take it to heart because everybody's busy. Everyone might just look at the message and not reply. People might not just want to do it, but nobody owes me a thing. I didn't come into this thing with no one. And for me, it means less people to look out for, really, because that's what people do, really and truly. Like, well, let me not talk too tough on that, but yeah, nobody owes you a thing, man. You know, I just match energy now. Like, if you do that, then I do that. Like, there's a certain content creator I asked to do certain things, he aired it. Come to his time around, I aired it. And the thing is, people don't like when I'm on this 50 Cent levels of petty. Like, people don't like when you do them how they did you. Obviously, some things happen, accidents has happened, but you know, it is what it is. This is life. I probably ignore people every day. Every day, other people are ignoring me, really and truly. You know, like it's difficult. It's no malice behind that. You know, I'm just painting a picture. Everybody's busy. Everyone's doing their own thing. I'm just painting a picture for you lot, people. Just generally, there's no malice, there's no beef, there's no nonsense. I'm just showing you the realities of life, really. And there's others as well. Not these lot, but some people wait for you to join that realm before they want to mess with you as well. As I always tell myself, don't bend, don't fold, work smarter, not harder. Grinding for the sake of it is pointless, you know. Try and always, or I always bet for me, I always try and rework what I'm doing, what's working, what's not, how do I understand these analytics, what's going on with the trends. And lately I've been taking, like, I'll wake up early, I'll spend an hour just looking on BBC and things like that, what's going on with the world and the economy and things, because I just always like to do that. And then I'll just spend an hour or even 10 minutes, if you can, whatever. I'll just type in YouTube and Twitch and Google, what's the new trends, what's going on, and things that I didn't necessarily do, you know. Again, if you relate it to football and the videos are just playing matches, I'll just play matches. Now, man's trying to do some one-to-one work, some fitness work, some nutrition, as well as playing matches and things like that, if that helps with the example. And again, you know, one thing I've learned in life, few people are there in the doubt moments. Everybody's there to congratulate. Anytime I 50,000, there's so much, oh yeah, bro, well in. Da, 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 da. And I'm thinking, yo, you are saying well in when all right, cool, thank you. Anyway, safe. And for me, I try and keep level-headed because I know some people are gonna rock with my content today, hate it tomorrow, then love it again. The same rope you climb up on is the same rope you'll be hanged with, innit? I don't get too down in bad moments. I don't try to get excited in good moments. I try and take both with everything and remember the mission. Like, you lot can't see it, but every day I wake up, just because sometimes you can get, when you're so focused on something, you can forget what you're doing. I remember I've got on a piece of paper, who I do it for, why am I doing it, what I want out of life, and what I want to do in the next 6, 12, 18 months, whatever. And that sometimes in doubt, that just gets me back, for me anyways, because I know myself in it, that just gets me back on track. Like, I know me, I need to be inspired in anything I do, or I'm not going to do it there's no 50% with me. I'm either all in or none at all. And I've known that from a young age. This is why I admire people, big up the 9-to-5ers, because obviously I've held down roles and done roles I don't necessarily like. There's not too many things I haven't done in that regards. But for years, people that can grit their teeth and just hold on to something, especially in working environment, that stuff kills me. I start sitting there and saying, yo, do you know what man used to do? Man could have done this and that and this and that. And you have to just keep going, man. The game is rigged. It's got nothing to do with ability or talent, you know. So on one hand, you could sulk about that, but on the other hand, how do you work around that? There's haves and have nots. I don't want to be a have not. So how can I work around it? Like I said, I ain't kissing no ass or sucking no dick. Pause 100% on that. But, you know, you have to play the game a bit. Definitely not them thing there, but you get it. But playing the game, people. Nobody cares, works harder. Nobody cares about this as much as me. You know, nobody wants to see me win more than me. Good or bad opinions, forget it. I don't like to cry over spilt milk. It is what it is. I'm not perfect. There's a lot of bridges I've burnt in this industry, in life, but in this industry, because I'm on this fuck it approach, you know, really. Like, I just like to know where I stand. It's no bad feelings. If I shout you, you air it, cool, we keep it moving. But I know you're not certain like that. Do you know, I know where I am really and truly. I don't like false pretenses. All I ask is honesty. You know, I've definitely burnt a lot of bridges in this industry, you know, and people have burnt my bridge, rightly or wrongly. It is what it is. I always feel I find myself saying adapt or die, because if you don't adapt and push yourself, you will. Support is conditional. Never ever think anybody likes you. It can change, you know. And as a bit selfishly, and I think it's a results-driven business. It's business over feeling sometimes. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, really. And I also feel something in the last 6 months I've had to learn, especially around other content creators, is put myself first, because I'm a reasonable guy. Let's just say I do streams at 11:30, and because this is a real example, actually. Obviously I still do, but 11:30, that's DG time. That's the Arsenal streams, right? There was a particular, and normally, you know, I used to do the 10 a.m. Twitch streams, or in that before 11:30, I'm washing, I'm showering, I'm dealing with life admin, I'm setting up other streams, I'm doing things in it, and to make sure that when we get there. Now, this person said they can only do 10 a.m. Cool. 9:30, in fact, at one time as well. That's cool. I'll adapt to what you can do because I'm asking you to come on this thing, innit, really and truly. Cool. I'll adapt my day around you, sort of thing. And then I realized not everybody's on that really. I would change my 11:30s. I'll say, you know, I could do that one if they want to be here and that, you know. And then I realized, now why am I doing that? Cool. In a respectful way. If man are telling me 10 a.m. and they can only do 10 a.m., I have to adapt my thing. But if I'm telling you certain thing, it's same energy, you know. Don't get twisted. I will show the same energy. If someone rotates their thing to fit me, and I'll do the same. But if you don't, now it's got to be at a time that's convenient to me, which might be 3 p.m. It might be 10 p.m. You know, I don't like to do the late streams, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, I'd say I had to learn to put my, like everybody, cause this is the industry, innit? People putting themselves first, and I've put myself first. But yeah, man, I think I need to put myself first a lot more times, really. You know, I used to move my streams, my plans, you know, even down to things like gym on some RNS-ish people, but not everybody showed the same energy, really and truly. So it is what it is in that regards, people. And as I said, sometimes business over feelings is a results-driven business. This is why anything or any names I've said, it's not a personal thing. You can't take it personal. This is just the reality of the situation, people, really and truly. So yeah, man, I'm filled with a lot of confidence, and I'm proud of what we're building here, people, because you know, some of you lot send I ain't trying to get no clout or anything, but some of the moving messages that you lot send me, like in oh man, you know, even around, you know, I think the one that always sticks with me is I ain't gonna say no names, but unfortunately, someone's father died, and they were saying how him and his father used to watch my stuff. They basically watched it on his deathbed, and he keeps it going. People, that was moving, really. You know, again, for me, I'm okay with that. That is better than any accolades, any of these things, really and truly. And I would say I've been caught on a more on that. So big up that, but I would say I've got more of a, I don't know the word, but like more of a mindset, because I think life, especially in this industry, can be cool. You know, a lot of people, not that promises a comfort to a fool, in it, only idiot, but there's been a lot of opportunities that have basically been set and they've been robbed. You know, August, something centered around Arsenal as well, nothing to do with the club, but centered around Arsenal. You know, there was a chance of working a few years ago, working on two big platforms, one as a content creator, one as something else, working with, not for. You know, award shows as well. Like again, one thing that I used to be bitter about it, but I realized it's all a setup. Like the footy blacklist. Like I remember 30 under 30. There's no way in England that there's 30 individuals across, and it's across all aspects of sport, especially including YouTube and that. I can't be on that list. And when I went on the list, not that I'm big up everyone who was on the list because they deserve it. I'm not hating on them, but I was like, it looks like people are voting for their brethren, specifically the organization. Two, I'm sorry, but I've been doing this thing for years. 1, 2, 3, no, I'm not saying I have to be first, but I had to be on the number 30, innit? And then I realized, you know, all them things they're superficial. But like the things that hurt me the most are the opportunities that have been proposed and then stolen. Like, and again, I think it's cruel. I used to think like it's God showing me what can happen and to keep going harder. And then I thought I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, man, I just feel in life you've just got to keep the mindset is everything, man. I really believe that. I think I've seen in life literally thoughts become things. That's one of my best ever sayings that I've heard someone say. I've literally seen someone say they do not mind doing life in prison for an M, and they're doing that right now, rightly or wrongly, free them. Obviously alleged and that, but it's crazy. I've seen people say certain things that they can see themselves lose their brain. I've also, in a positive way, seen people say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And that gasses me. I like to get gassed off other people. You know, I've never been a hater, whether it's my brethren or people I don't like or people that I don't know. When I see people, especially people that come from where I come from or look how I am or going through the same things, it gasses me because it knows man can do it as well. Or when I say I can do it, I can get my own little success, because what I feel is success for me, people might look at that as a joke thing. People might look at 50,000 subs and say, what the fuck is that? If they got 1 million subs, and that's cool, they can do that. But to me, it might as well be 50 million. You can't seek validation from other people. You need to know what you want, and you need to be comfortable with that. And for me, I'm very comfortable. Like, again, I love the love. The thing that keeps me going as well, not that I need to be noticed, but whether I go gym, whether I'm at carnival, whether I'm in raves, whether I'm on the street, I've met a lot of you in some crazy scenarios and situations, and it's nothing but love. And it's lovely to know people, because it means that one, I'm providing something decent. Two, man's got a chance. And it's just lovely for me to have my eyes and ears to the ground, because I'm a man of the people, as we always bloody say. So yeah, man, 50,000 was good, but we're not playing no games now, man. We need 100,000 sooner rather than later, man. Which is, it's down to me, innit? I just got to find a way to make it happen. And until the day it's do this thing or die trying, innit? If I die, God forbid, you lot can say DG was a real one. He tried, innit? Like, he tried, he gave it his all, and that's it for me. As long as I can look back one day, whether it happens or not, and I can say, you know what, mate, you could have maybe done this different or that different, but you gave everything, you know. In life, sometimes you give everything, it don't bang. Sometimes it don't. But that's just me. I don't like to lie to myself. Like, I've always felt like that from a young kid. Like, I've always known when I haven't done my best or attempted my best, you know, whether it's silly things. Like, if I've given my all in, let's just say a maths test, and I've tried and I failed, then I got to just rework it. But I've tried, innit? But equally, if I go and fail that test and I know I weren't doing no revision, I know I was messing about, that's the stuff that eats me up. The feeling of regret sort of thing, I guess, you know. I'd rather pick the pain of discipline over the pain of regret each and every time. Because regret, you can't really do nothing, depending on what it is, where you can install some discipline within yourself. And I think I'm not the most disciplined. There's several, we've all got vices. We could all do better, you know. I think my work rate's good, but I think I procrastinate at times. I think I don't utilize my time in the best way. I think I could go up several gears, and it's just down to me to go and do that, people. So yeah, man, that's all I've got to say. And as usual, thank you very much for being on this journey, man. You know, again, we've come a long way. It all started from this. So, you know, again, this might not make sense, but if it does to make sense to you, Blue Jacket, Pigeons, Soho Square, you know, some people are going to look at that as gibberish. Some people are going to, you know, be excited with that. And we can all do it, people. We can all get our goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, people. It don't matter where you are at life, if you're 70 or if you're 7 years of age. Obviously, the dynamics change, but honestly, pardon me, believe life is for living, man. And if we can't accomplish our goals or live life in the way we truly want to, then what's the point, man? And it shouldn't matter where you're from, what you look like, your social status, the class. It just obviously the dynamics change, and sometimes it's going to be easier or harder. But you've got to just keep going. And equally, sometimes things I thought were disadvantages in my situation are actually gifts, really. You've got to use what you've got, really. I'm a young black youth from London. Play on that. People are going to look at, man, you know, the way I talk, it's the way I talk. It's going to identify with someone. Some of you think you're sitting there with your brethren, which big up you lot. So it's just that, man. So yeah, man, I'd say that's all I've got to really say in this thing, people. Hopefully it's resonated. I said I owed it to you lot. Main thing first is thank you for all your support, people. Whether it's monetary, whether it's watching vids, whether it's whatever you're doing in it, like we'll be here all day. I really appreciate it. I know it sounds superficial for content creators to say it, but I really do, because it's in them tough moments. I look back at some of the messages. I look back at some of the screenshots. I remember what certain people said, and I'm like, yo, we got to keep going, man. You got to keep going, man. You got to do this thing, man. So yeah, I appreciate all the support, man, and the development that we're going on, but we ain't stopped yet, man. We're not resting on our laurels. We're going to keep going. So yeah, DG Nation, man, that's all I got to say. Thank you for 50,000, but we need to get 100 and them thing there in a bit, man. Safe.
So it's always just that active red light, defending. I think it's like